everyone. Welcome to the Hornet, the Deep Creek Hornet Christmas Classic, the Holiday Classic, whatever you want to call it. Here we are. I'm along with Mickey Irving and Frank Lipoli. I'm Richie Babb. And Mickey, Great Bridge has done well so far.
Yes, they have. After coming back from Ohio, they've placed 9 guys in the finals tonight. It's going to be very exciting. I've got free reign. I'm going to be running all over the place out here tonight. Possibly talk to some winning wrestlers on and off during the night. And I know Frank's excited. He's worked up already.
Well, pretty much Great Bridge has already won the tournament before we go into the finals, but the number 2 team hasn't had a bad showing. That's Paulsboro out of New Jersey.
Oh, no, it's a pride for Paulsboro. Paulsboro out of New Jersey has come to this tournament for 9 years. They've won it 4 or 5 times, and they use the Deep Creek tournament to bring their team together. They're a very hard-nosed, physical team. They have 5 in the finals. I expect most of them, if not all of them, to win. Or to be favored in it. They're tough. Great Bridge, again, 9 finalists. They're going to want to win in as many as they can. This is going to be a dogfight from start to finish.
As a matter of fact, Frank had the opportunity to talk to Paulsboro coach Paul Marino earlier today.
Coach Paul Marino from Paulsboro, no stranger to the Deep Creek tournament. Paulsboro has won this thing 3 or 4 times in the past. You've been coming here quite a long time. How many years have you been here, Coach?
I think it's 9 years.
9 years.
And 9 years. We've won it the first 4 or 5 years straight, and then they invited Deep Creek. I mean, a Great Bridge, and it's been the contest ever since. It's just always a good tournament for us to come down and wrestle. It's our goal each year is to leave a better team than what we came in, and it looks like we're getting a lot of experience, which was what we need this year.
Your style, the Paulsboro style of wrestling, is a real hard-nosed, come out at you, beat you up, wrestle real tough, gutty type of wrestling, opposed to Great Bridge, which is a tough physical style, but a lot more technique is down here. Do you find that pretty much the way it's been over the years, or how have you seen Great Bridge increase, or the quality of wrestling increase in this tournament?
Yeah, Great Bridge, we know to prepare for our tournament, we look at Great Bridge, and they're probably one of the toughest teams that we face when they're on the bottom. They're constantly looking for that, for their Granby or their high turn series, they can get a 5-point move real quick in a match, especially when it's a close match. They hit a 5-point move, sometimes it determines the match. They're tough on front headlocks, they're tough with a single leg. Their technique is definitely by far one of the best that we see during the year. As far as our style, we just kind of just go right at you. We'll just try to, we have no basic trends that we set into. I think we just try to gut the big matches out and try to win most of our matches on our feet.
All right, now I've got a question for you, and this is more of a prediction. You're familiar with Jefferson Township of North Jersey, their style of wrestling. Great Bridge, and very soon will hit Jefferson Township in the Virginia Duels. What type of matchup is that?
That's going to be a good match. I think that's going to be a good match. Looking at Great Bridge, what they have this year, and I don't see Jefferson beating them, but the people in Jersey would kill me. But but looking at the talent that Great Bridge has this year, I think they might have an upper hand. But that's just one of those matches that they're going to have to make sure they gain the momentum and make sure all the breaks, hopefully all the breaks will go for their way, to win the match.
Well, that's a preview of some things that come. Coach Marino, nice seeing you. I've known him for a long time. Back to Mickey.
And here we are about to start the first of the final matches here from the Deep Creek Hornet Classic. Out on the mat right now, Shane Darnell in the green and gold from Great Bridge. He was seated first. In the red, Seneca Cooper from Paulsboro. He was seated 3rd in this 103 weight division.
They haven't wasted any time jumping right on each other. These are only like 2 cats in a bag. Expect this trend to go through this entire finals. Darnell didn't waste any time, just jumped right up on Cooper's head, literally, and took him down, tried to pin him right from the get-go. Darnell with that tight waist, and they're going to trap that ankle. Watch that. He kind of bends the knee out a little bit, and then they get a bar and watch him to try to turn him right there. Again, expect this trend the entire match, in every match, throughout the finals. Great Bridge doesn't waste any time going for those back points. Darnell comes into this with a 10-1 record, and Cooper from Paulsboro. Paulsboro out of New Jersey with a 6-0. Got an 11th grader against a 9th grader. And this won't be the first 9th grader we'll see in the finals tonight. A lot of young guys, a lot of 9th graders and sophomores in this finals.
And even though Cooper from Paulsboro is just a 9th grader, he was a 1992 Caldwell Tournament champion. So he's not a stranger to tournaments.
No, not at all. They go to a Christmas tournament as a tune-up for this, and they did real well in that tournament, and they won it. They won the Caldwell tournament, so they're not coming down here not knowing what it's like to be in the heat of battle.
Score right now 2-0, still in favor of Darnell with 47 seconds to go in this first period at 103.
I talked to Coach Paul Marino prior to the match, and I asked him, what's Cooper going to have to do to beat Darnell? And this is what he had to say. We'll kick to that and come right back from it.
For him to win tonight, he'll have to go out and be aggressive, be tough on his feet like he can be, and mainly just use his quickness. He's a very quick wrestler. He's strong on top. He'll work a lot of ball and chains and maybe look for half Nelsons constantly. Bottom position, I just think he can come to his feet, and I think this match is going to be won on their feet tonight.
Cooper, even though he's a 9th grader, his record right now 6-0-0, undefeated so far. And Darnell's 10-1, coming back from that big Midwest Classic up in Ohio.
Just wearing him down. Darnell's just trying to wear him down, wear Cooper down, take his strength from him. Coach Marino said Cooper's strength is on his feet and then trying to keep him on his feet, but Darnell's taking that game plan right away from him.
And that's the end of the first period. Darnell out to an early 2-0 lead. He picked up those 2 points early with just a few seconds elapsed.
Just a few seconds and almost throwing him on his back.
All right.
Ball. The ice section is about 30 minutes. They put it on 50. Allison's got to tell me y'all keep it control line.
And Cooper, the Paulsboro wrestler, will start on top right now.
Second period. 2-0, a quick reversal. Started the second period just like he started the first period. Scores quick. He's got a cradle, and it looks like he's got to get his shoulders down. It looks like that's it. Great Bridge just opened the floodgates. Quick reversal to a cradle, to a fall.
And even though Great Bridge in first place already, the team points still adding up. They start out at 239 points. And a little fall action won't hurt your total.
So Great Bridge's goal with 11 finalists was to produce 11 champions. That's going to be a tall task. A tall task here in the finals of this tournament. The next match here, though, will be a good one with Brian Miller, the state champ, and Brad Jewell from Bocosin. I talked to Coach Sproul from Kempsville earlier tonight and asked him what just Brian Miller had to do to bring home the championship tonight.
Brian has to stay focused on attacking the guy's leg, changing sides, with coming in for his inside step and then focusing in on the opposite leg. I think the main thing Brian has to do is stay on this guy and wear him down. If he does that, he's not going to have any problem.
Brian Miller came into the tournament, Frank, seated first at 112. He's a senior. His record 8-0 this season, 51-8-1 in his career. He was region and state champion in 1992. Certainly, this is a young man we've seen before.
Right, he's a goer. Look for him to block off and do some quick some duck unders and to really take it right to him.
Let's go over to Mickey Irvin. I believe he will be talking to Great Bridge wrestler David Hall.
Shane, 2 points in the first. I knew I was going to mess that up. Don't let me do it again. 2 points in the first quarter, and you turn around and don't have any problem in the second quarter. Did it go like you thought it was going to go?
Well, I mean, no, actually I expected him to be a little bit more, competitive on the bottom. He just kept trying to get out of bounds, and he wouldn't let me work anything. Then when I got on top, I just caught a break a little bit and just rode with it,
What can we expect from you here on out?
I'm working for that state championship. I think I have a good chance at it with Coach by my side, both of them. They're really working me, pushing me hard.
We're going to go back to the booth, and if I mess the name up again, it's going to be me and him, and he's going to win. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Sean Darnell there, seated first, and the seed holding pretty true in that 103 weight division, seated first, and ended up the Hornet Holiday champion.
Oh, he did that, and we got a little break in the action here, and from here it just begins to build on our telecast. From here we go to the Virginia Duels, which is our next big telecast, and that's the one that we've been talking about for just about a year now. And expect to see Great Bridge in that, Kempsville, Cox, some of the great teams from around the region, but better still, some of the great teams from across the nation, with Jefferson Township, #1 ranked team in America, coming into the Virginia Duels, along with Northampton, the #1 team in Pennsylvania, ranked 8th in the country, but I'm sure that their rankings has skyrocketed since they've been ranked #1 in Pennsylvania. And also we've got Grundy ranked #7, and they're going to hit Great Bridge first. And there's the Dumpster relaxing. He finished third, a strong third in the tournament, lost a heartbreaker in the semifinals. Grabbed a shoe, shoe came off, guy escaped. Guy gets escaped, but Dumpster got the shoe and lost the match. And so here we go, with getting ready to go right now with the 112 match. Two state place winners going at each other right here. #1 in the state, AAA, Brian Miller against Brad Jewell, #3 in the state. He's finished 6th in the state at AA.
Brad Jewell seated third coming into this tournament. He's a junior. His record this year, 10-0.
There's a cradle. Front headlock to a cradle. Expect to see a lot of that from the Kempsville, Great Bridge, Poquoson wrestlers that really go for that front headlock, and they probably are the best at doing it, executing that. And what they're trying to do there is grab that head and kind of like bulldog it and go around in a circle, either get behind the guy for 2 or change it off to a cradle.
And there, though, Jewell able to get out of bounds. He realized he was in a little trouble. His career record, 48-12. 6th in the state, 1991, 5th in the state last year.
Miller cut him loose, and there he goes. There's a front headlock again. A little head pops right back out. He scored his 2, and they're going to cut him loose. He's going to play the takedown game, so we're going to takedown clinic here. A little wizard there, and watch, he might be able to pop his head up and headlock him. Or here comes a duck under. Watch it. Oop, no, he's just going to score a quick, easy spin around 2. And see if he rides him out. There's 57 seconds left in the first period, and the score already is 6-2. That's going to cut him loose. 50 seconds to go. And let's see if he can get him up. Low single, ankle single, backdoor it. He'll just lift him right up in the air, what they call Iranian turn. There it is. Little reverse turn, and he scores a takedown. That makes the score 8-3 with 34 seconds to go. And he's going to try to turn him here for quick points. If he doesn't get a pin, you can win by technical fall, which is getting a 15-point lead on your opponent. Kempsville very much trying to improve their position. They have 149 points so far.
First period almost over, down to 9 seconds.
In a tournament, but it's a little too far for them to jump from, I think, 3rd to 2nd place to catch Ballsboro.
Oh yeah, 139.5. That's a long way to go when you only have 3 guys in the finals.
But Rock Hill is right behind, breathing behind, because breathing just a breath ahead of Kempsville.
And I tell you what, Poquoson with 2 people in the finals, Rock Hill has 3, so it's possible,
right,
with a couple losses for Rock Hill, for Poquoson to go in front of them and take 2nd place. But they do, in order to do that, they do need a win from Jewell here, who's down 8-3.
Well, that'd be 3rd place. So 3rd place is in question. Kempsville, Rock Hill, and Poquoson all have a shot at 3rd place. And this would definitely help Kempsville's effort to jump up to 139. 3rd place is Poquoson with 149. Poquoson has their best shot at the championship at 171. with Bottoms, the top-seeded wrestler. Brian is just methodically taking Jewel apart. 10-4 is the score. There's a little duck under. There's a front headlock. Pull the head. His head will pop up. There it is. Real quick, easy. Right there. Easy takedown. This makes the score 12-4. I don't think this match will go past the second period. There's 1 minute 6 seconds to go. Depends on if he cuts him loose. Needs to score 2 more scoring positions here will do it. He needs 6 points.
"51 seconds in the second period is what remains as the wrestlers come out of bounds, and they'll go back to the center of the mat.
Nice back hook. Back hook there. Back hook trying to snatch him back. Just hook the arm. A lot of these terms we throw at you seem kind of nutty and crazy, but basically they describe exactly what the position is.
Yeah, I'd call that a back hook.
Definitely a back hook. Right there's an arm bar. If we can get a close-up of that. There's the bar there.
Oh, there you go.
And that's a double arm bar.
It's just starting to make more sense all the time. I got to quit.
That's it. Double arm bar, and then he's going to try to get that tilt. He's going to sit deep. And I don't think he's going to do it.
Only 6 seconds left.
I didn't think he'd get past this period, but it looks as though it will. Miller will probably take bottom in the third period to try to score a roll. No, it's on top. Second period, third period, score is 12-4, and Brian will cut him loose and just try to play takedown game. He just can't turn Jewel.
You might mention, if the listeners are hearing or the viewers are hearing other whistles and things, there is another mat going in here. They're running the third and fourth place matches at the same time.
Another takedown for Miller. Makes the score 14-6. So he's going to trade 2 for 1. Oh, he took him down. Nice. This was what happened in his semifinal win. Jewel caught Darnell, and the score was 20-17 in a barn burner. It backfired on him. And you can see that Jewel may be down, but his spirit is still soaring high, and he's coming right back after Miller.
(16-6). In favor of Brian Miller, the Kempsville wrestler, seated first coming into the tournament. He was region and state champ in '92. And he's a 12th grader.
Our next match will be a real good one. 119, Perry, a 9th grader. He's having a superior year this year. Phenomenon against Madden, an experienced, savvy wrestler, and I see Perry as a bit of an underdog in this next match.
Right? Even though he came in seated first.
Even though first.
And Madden seated second, and even though Perry was a champion at the Midwest Classic as a 9th grader.
Even though.
You're still giving the edge to the experience of the senior.
And I've said Perry has an uphill battle here. But he's done it before, and he may do it in the next bout. This will pretty well wrap it up for Brian Miller with just 7 seconds left on the clock. He showed that he's in state championship form and scores again right here at the buzzer.
And that'll make the final score 20-9 in favor of Miller.
And I see down on the other mat, Darnell won for third and fourth at 112. So, and Coach Martin's got his track shoes on today because he's got to go back and forth quite a bit with 9 finalists and the rest of the guys over on the other mat for third and fourth.
But he's no stranger to that. He said he did a lot of traveling when you've got 12 mats going like they did in Ohio.
Right.
He's not a stranger to putting the track shoes on and doing a lot of running around from one place to the other.
This is one of our feature matches coming up right now. Carl Perry, the Midwest Tournament champion, stunned everyone out there. Came on to his own rather quickly. They thought he was still going to go to 12, but he's established himself as the 19-pounder here at Great Bridge against a very savvy Paulsboro wrestler.
They say Carl Perry probably hasn't lost one since he was in junior high. His toughest competition is in the wrestling room. Let's go now to Coach Marino from Paulsboro, who you had an opportunity to talk to.
That's right.
Ernie's been to this tournament for 4 years, placed in third the last 2 years. He's a young man who probably thrives and probably is my biggest workhorse, who will not stop moving the whole match. He'll work for any situation. On his feet, I'm looking for him to use a lot of outside shots, maybe work for outside shots, just basically being tough in there. Top bottom, from top position is probably his strength. He's tough with cross wrists. He's going to look for halves constantly. On the bottom,
and you can see that Coach Marino said that he's a tough guy and needs to stay after him. Watch for him to do an outside shot, and on top to keep Perry's wrist crossed so that he's unable to mount his offensive attack from the bottom. A lot of guys just consider about just getting off the bottom, where Great Bridge attacks you from the bottom. And this is a little age against youth here. Madden is placed in this tournament twice. Third. This is third year. And there it goes right away. You see almost caught Perry and threw him on his back with a pancake. Perry's strength is he can catch you. He can catch you and put you on your back in a heartbeat. He's not to be underrated. He's a big 9th grader, and he wrestles with a lot of savvy. He just finishes late. He just hangs with you. This will be a good one. Both wrestlers are in superior shape. I don't see anybody to fade unless the pressure is just kept on, and he fades just due to the intensity of the match. 0-0 still in the first period. 1 minute to go.
Boy, this is turning out to be quite a match. We might mention, Frank, that Great Bridge picked up more team points in the third and fourth place match, where Darnell won.
Snap down.
Where Darnell won 20-6 on the other match. Madden
takes the lead 2-0 with 42 seconds to go. Now, this is where we'll get the first look at Madden on top. A lot of guys don't like to wrestle. The Great Bridge wrestlers on the mat, they cut them loose, play takedowns, but don't expect to see that here in this match here. See Madden looking for a cross wrist. If he can pull it, underhook, and just a real deep, tight waist.
Great Bridge wrestlers known, Frank, for their ability to score points from the bottom.
Paulsboro doesn't seem to be intimidated by that at all.
At all, you're right.
No, not at all. Deep, tight waist. He's doing it right. His head's off to the side. He'd made a mistake there where he overhooked, and you saw a quick little turn in, but he just followed him, and he just followed it right up with the cradle, and he's going to score. And I think he got two. That's right. It's 4-0.
Only 4 seconds to go in the period.
Now, in the first round match, in Carl Perry's first round match, he was behind by 3 points with 12 seconds to go and pulled it out with a 4-point move to win the match. And he may have to duplicate those feats in this dual meet, because right now he's behind 4-0 in the first period. But it's still young in the match.
And that's the end of the first period, 4-0 in favor of Madden from Paulsboro. 7-0 so far this year. He's a senior. 80-22 is his career record.
The referee out on the mat that is calling the match is Gary Beatson. The assistant referee in the top of your screen is Harper Donahue, who is the head of the Referees Association. They're in their down position. Each wrestler wrestlers get, oh, there's a Granby to an escape. That brings him back. It's 4-1, but Perry's going to have to score something here on his feet to make it happen. That's it. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to cut Madden off and score on his feet. Now watch for Madden to do some snaps and some outside shots. An outside shot was more or less like a sweep motion, sweeping motion. He'll lead with his left or right hand, try to get an angle, an outside angle. Both guys are kind of bent over a little bit, but it's kind of hard to penetrate because their legs are farther back. So he's got to go through his arms to get to his knees. And this match is just like two big heavyweights or two savvy boxers standing in the center of the ring and going toe-to-toe. Perry gets a shot off, Madden stops it, and then he shoots from the counter shot. So they're not giving anything. Here's Perry's deep shot. And watch Madden to counter offensively here. He's got his elbow. He's in good shape if he can get up to his feet, but his head's down. Perry's head's trapped. Perry's head's trapped down. He's got to whip his head out or run backwards and cut him back. Well, he wasn't able to do it. So he wizarded him out. We're a capacity crowd here. The gym is completely full of wrestling fans. A large contention from Paulsboro out of New Jersey makes the trip every year.
Neither wrestler able to gain an advantage through all that. The score remains 4-1 in favor of Madden from Paulsboro in red. 38 seconds to go in the second period.
There are two referees during the finals, a referee and an assistant referee to help in any close calls. Front headlock. They do it a little differently. They're just more like they don't get that hip out like you see the Great Bridge guys do it. The style is here a little bit different though with it, but if it scores for you, it works. So who cares, right? It doesn't have to be pretty, just so it scores. Perry seems to be
5 seconds.
Going after Madden a little bit more. Madden's a little bit more defensive, but with a 4-1 lead, he can be. There it is, that like a half shot. Just mixing up and eating time off the clock.
That's the end of the second period. The only point score that time was one escape point for Perry, making the score 4-1. Madden unable to score in that second period. Madden seems to want to head to the out-of-bounds area.
I hear the guy on the back, 5 seconds on the ankle. He's obviously from Paulsboro. And what that's saying is lift and watch the lift. He's got to try to score here. You see the blocking of the foot? See that? Blocking the foot. There's his Turk. That's actually a pinning combination he was throwing from his feet. He uses the Turk to step into deep, to block the knee, to arch the guy, to turn him towards his back. You can see Madden's running back to the center. Paulsboro, I've been in the wrestling room. They work very, very, very hard. And actually, Perry looks like he's tiring a tad, and Madden just seems to be at the same steady pace.
5-1 now as Madden gets a point for the escape.
Yep. He's getting he's frustrating him at this point, Perry.
That takedown will make the score 7-1.
There's that cross wrist I was telling you about, right there. Madden's one of the leaders of this Paulsboro team. This would be a big moral victory for Paulsboro if they could pull this off. Here, they don't have a chance to win the tournament, but just beating any of the Great Bridge guys in the finals is a big deal at this point, and a little pride there. Carl's staying with it, but Madden just seems to be riding the hips. And doing what he can. He's not really forcing any pinning combinations, just holding them down, make Perry do all the work. 7-1 to score a third period. Madden's not going to do anything to put himself in jeopardy.
Just all he's got to do really is look busy.
Look busy is right. Look busy. Look busy, and he'll go on to win this. Carl has 18 seconds to go at this point. Warning, and that's a good call. That was definitely a good call. He's doing busy work. That's just the style. In Jersey, expect to see this from Jefferson Township when the teams come from up north, Phillipsburg. The riding's an art, and holding the guy down is a big deal. There's no escape there yet. Now there's one, and Perry will just try to throw a anything. A headlock, lateral drop.
4 seconds.
Madden knows that.
That's it. That's the end of the period and the end of the match.
That's right.
Final score will be 7-2.
This is a first loss for this young man, but he'll rise to another day.
He sure will.
It's not the end of the world.
He's just a 9th grader.
Just a 9th grader.
Coming up, we'll see another Great Bridge Paulsboro match. Greg Harvey at 125 for Paulsboro. He's a 10th grader. 5-2 is his record. Labisha Kostic. And by the way, Greg Harvey came in unseeded. He defeated Danny DeReese from Kempsville.
Right, former Great Bridge wrestler.
To get here. So he's previously unseeded. Labisha Kostic seeded 2nd. And that's how he got where he is. You had an opportunity, I believe, we said before, to talk to Coach Marino from Paulsboro. Let's see what he had to say about his unseeded wrestler Harvey and what he had to do to beat Labisha Kostic.
Craig's a sophomore. He was unseeded wrestler. He'll be going against Kostic from Great Bridge. Greg's had a great quarterfinal match against Dietrich, I think his name is, from Kempsville. He won a match 5-4, and basically he's going to have that type of match tonight to win against the Great Bridge wrestler. He looks, he's tough on feet. Craig doesn't have any particular moves that he likes more than the other. He's just a kid that's just going to try to hit a lot of doubles, a lot of maybe high crotches, and a lot of spinning action. I think he's going to be tough on top in that situation.
Well, you heard what Coach Marino said. Look for the high crotch from this athletic Paulsboro wrestler. A lot of speed. Kostic's going to have to slow him down. Slow him down and take away his offense. This is the methodical run up the middle Kostic down your throat against a throwing Samoan here.
Tell you what, he didn't waste any time.
No,
Greg
this is going to be speed. You can see from his style. Just, load up those rockets and blast away.
That'll be 2 takedown points for Harvey.
He didn't waste any time scoring. Kind of reminds me of our 112-pound match where Miller came right out and scored real quick.
And Harvey just wrestling with abandonment, really.
Let's see what Paulsboro does here. I would think that the smart thing would be to cut him loose. But see, again, and we're going to see this when these teams from Jersey come down here. They don't care about a roll. They don't care about anything. They're just going to beat you up and wrestle you and hold you tight.
Kostic picks up a point there for the escape, making it 2-1. Still in favor of Harvey from Paulsboro.
Harvey comes in with a 5-2. Somewhat of a surprise here in the finals, unseeded. Big upset over Danny DeReese from Kempsville.
Kostic is 9-3, and I believe those 3 losses came in the Midwest Classic in Ohio.
Sure did. So these are both the guys that just scrapped their way through this tournament, although Costa was seated 2nd in the 125-pound weight class. 56 seconds to go in the first period. 2-1's the score. See that little tap and a straight shot. What they're going to do, Great Bridge will try to catch that front headlock if he continues this attack. Let's see if he can do it. See, he's going to, there it is, that snap, tap the head, and just go, boom. There you go. We can see it from here. We can't do anything about it, but we can see it.
That's right.
Right there, there is an outside step where basically the same type of setup off the head. There you go, and right at the back door, like a little somersault roll, but actually that was a pre-designed move, no points. No, he gave him 1. Nobody scored anything because it was a scramble. It looked like a takedown, but the rule is on a takedown, you have to take the man to his back. If I stood behind you and we ran all around the mat, that's not a takedown. I have to show that I've controlled you.
Right.
Being behind you on a takedown doesn't count, but on a reversal, if I stand up behind you, then I have actually scored the points.
And that'll end the first period. Score still 2-1. Harvey scored a takedown early. Kostic an escape a little later in the first period.
Well, the style that we said right from the onset, where the throwing Samoan, the offensive thunderbolt from the sky from Paulsboro, and then Kostick has to slow it down and bring the match to his. It seems to be going in that direction. Paulsboro, Harvey still has a 2-1 lead, but seems to be making the match go in his direction, even though he's losing.
The experienced shoe seems to be on the other foot in this match. Kostick, a 12th grader, and Harvey only a 10th grader. His career record, by the way, 5-2, so this must be his first year as a varsity wrestler.
Right. This Paulsboro program is very, very tough. They have about 97 guys that come out for their squad. Little town in Jersey. Wrestling's a big deal. They still sell season tickets for their matches, and they've been sold out for the last 10 years. It's tough to get in the gym there.
On the other mat, Frank, Danny DeReese from Kempsville, the former Great Bridge wrestler, just beat the kid from Deep Creek for 3rd place. And the reason he's on the 3rd place mat, even though he was seated first, is because he was beat by this unseated Greg Harvey here from Paulsboro.
And DeReese made a statement in paper that he's going down to 19 because of that. So I must say maybe
really?
he's not. That doesn't seem to be the weight class he feels the most comfortable at.
He's certainly not a stranger to cutting weight. And we have a stalling.
Now the reason now you see things that the tone is slowing down. It's still 2-1, but the intensity of the match is in Great Bridge. Watch the roll. Try to hit him right from a roll in that direction. Lift him in the air, and then he got there on the wrist. Paulsboro really knows how and does a good job on those wrists, riding those wrists up. It's good. You can't get rolled if your wrists are controlled.
26 seconds in the second period. Score still 2-1 in favor of Greg Harvey in the red from Paulsboro, New Jersey. And LaBeach Kostick will get an escape point there. And that'll tie the score at 2 with 15 seconds to go in the second period.
Kostick is just nibbling away. Now, you see Perry wasn't able to get in. It's the same shot. It's the same takedown.
Greg Harvey will elect to take down for the beginning of the 3rd period with the score tied. Two reversal points there for Harvey.
It's just going to be nip and tuck all the way. It'll come right down to the end.
Four to 2 now, the score.
4-2. We're in the 3rd period. This is where it's going to be won, right here. But Great Bridge is right where it wants to be. They would prefer being on the bottom. They feel, like I said, most guys are in the bottom. You're being controlled, but they like to be in that position. There's no riding time in high school, so you can take your time, get out in the last 5 seconds and score 5 points.
There's a point awarded to Kostick on a penalty, I believe.
There is a point, and that's Jerry Kirby. He's tough on Stalin. And what it is you got to make an attempt to turn the guy. You just can't ride the wrist. And now he's too high, he's going to get rolled.
And indeed he does. That's 2 reversal points for Kostick. So that'll give him the lead 5-4 with a minute to go in the 3rd period.
5-4 if that point didn't hurt.
No.
That Stalin point didn't hurt. Okay, plenty of time. If he gets an escape, we will go overtime. He's just riding tough. Actually, he's doing the same thing. That's the Paulsboro contention behind us. They're right behind us, and
they're excited.
They're excited. Yeah, this is what we thought we'd have here. All right, let's see what he can do. 44 seconds. He's on bottom. He gets out. It's tie match. Oh, ankle pick and moving up.
Lots of time, 40 seconds to go in this third period.
Right, that's the time. He's got his wrist control, but his hips are down. He's controlling his hips. Got to pop himself up. He's got a half on him, but he's really 30 seconds to go. Got to take him. Reversed him.
Oh, there's 2 reversal points for Harvey.
Two. Escape. Nope, reversed him.
That'll make the score 6-5.
6-5. Remember the ride. Remember that ride. If he holds his wrist again and doesn't move up, he just can't hold on.
13 seconds.
13. Remember that. Moving up. Forcing him into it. Good match here. Got a half on him. He's got to put a half on him. Drive him forward.
2, 1. That's it. That's the end of the match.
And he wins it. The athlete came out at the end.
Sure did.
The athlete won it at the end. They're both great athletes, but his athleticism on his balance.
And you know good and well that the Paulsboro contingent, proud of Greg Harvey, came into the match unseeded, beats the number 1 seed,
right.
Andy DeReese. Now here beats the number 2 seed, LaVisha Costa. Mickey Irvin getting ready to talk to Greg Harvey.
Well, right now, Paulsboro is stealing Great Bridge's thunder. The tournament might be over, but they've got 2 champions so far in this tournament.
About to get underway here at the 130 weight division. Brian Jones seated first, Pete DiPoli.
DiPoli, I like that
seated
name.
second.
DiPoli. Is that my cousin?
I don't know.
Sounds like Lipoli.
Kinda does.
L-I-P-O-L.
He's a little lankier than you, though.
Yeah,
I don't
he
see
sure
much
does.
family resemblance.
No, not at all. But let's see what Great Bridge can do here. Now, I talked to Coach, the coaching staff at Great Bridge, and they said that Jones is just wrestling in the zone. He has scored 30 takedowns in the last 2 matches.
Ooh, not too bad.
In the zone, and he's going to need to do something here to stop this Great Bridge, this Paulsboro onslaught.
And what we're seeing here, Frank, is a 1 and 2 seeded wrestlers coming down to the finals. Brian Jones seeded first, DiPoli seeded second. DiPoli was a district champion in '92. His career record 33 and 15. Yet to get defeated this year, however. Brian Jones is 10 and 2 this season.
This is expect what you see from Paulsboro. Like I said, you'll see it again at the duels. Hard-nosed, tough, nothing real fancy. Just, you know, smash. How do you say that?
I don't know. Smash mouth? Is
That's
that what you're trying to say?
Mouth mash wrestling right here. Just tough gut stuff. Tough gut stuff is a lot easier to say.
Yeah.
Here's a takedown for Jones. And again, his takedown total is very high in this tournament. Great Bridge could use a nice win here. Again, they have 7 finalists left, including Jones in the finals here. Far cradle trying to do a DiPoli. DiPoli is trying to do a far cradle, missed it. Iranian out by Jones. He's still in control. He scored the takedown. The score is still 2-0 with 16 seconds left in the first period. That's just tough. That's not anything sweet or pretty. That's just being hard-nosed out there.
There's an escape point for DiPoli. That'll make it 2-1. And the first period's almost over. And that's the way it ends, 2-1 in favor of Jones. He gets a takedown, but then DiPoli scores an escape near the end of the first period. 2-1 to score, 1:47 to go in the second period. Brian Jones still ahead as far as the score is concerned. Time is called, and we got to wait for Jones to get his shoe tied, because Great Bridge knows that you got to keep your shoe tied after what happened with
that Dumpster. Loses in the semifinals. Had the guy's ankle. The guy kicked away. The Dumpster was left with the shoe, and the guy got away. He won the shoe, but lost the match.
But the shoe was definitely getting pinned at the time.
I got your chair call.
Jones had DePoli up in the air. DePoli will get an escape point, and that'll make the score, should be 4-2, according to my records, which of course are not always accurate. Neither wrestler gaining an advantage. There's 2 takedown points for Jones.
Jones has to move up on the back if they're going to call him for locked hands. I don't know if he takes him to his back.
And the score 6-2.
The coaches, Great Bridge coaches are a little upset about that locking hands.
And that'll make the score 6-3, still in favor of Jones.
Locking hands. And see, you have to give the guy a chance to go to his back, and they had what they thought was a bear hug situation, and that would take him to his back, but they said he had a reasonable amount of time to score it. It didn't happen, so he has to change. And he stayed with it, so there's the locking hands, which cost Great Bridge a point. He scores 6-3 at this point.
We're at the 130-pound weight division. Brian Jones seated first coming into the tournament. He was second in the district in '92. Pete DePoli coming in seated second. He's an 11th grader. His career record 33-15. He was a district champion in '92. Only 13 seconds to go in this second period. 6-3, still in Jones's favor.
They all love him.
2-1, and the second period is over with the score 6-4. After the points for DePoli. So we're headed into the third period now with the score 6-4 in favor of Brian Jones. We're seeing the 1 and 2 seeded wrestlers.
Oh, there's that outside sweep. Tapping the head, tapping the head. Even though, keep those feet moving, keep those feet moving. Looking for a swing, change it off. Jones is, like I said, he's wrestling in the zone.
6-5 though is the score after DePoli gets an escape point.
Iranian lift again, got to come to the back door. There it is. Yep. There it is. He scored there.
There's 2 takedown points for Jones.
They score 8-5.
And talking about takedowns, that's how Jones has scored all of his points, Frank. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 takedowns tonight. That's just adding to his total. Not many wrestlers getting any back points. I think we've only seen one wrestler get any back points tonight, so you can tell these wrestlers are well matched.
No, they're
here
well
in
matched.
These finals.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen here in the finals. And we've got some barn runners yet to come up. We've got this 2 state champions yet to walk on the mat. There's Jones, good lift, outside step. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Another
they call
escape
it the
point.
locking hands again. That's weak. Weak call.
There's another point, another penalty point for DePoli. That'll make the score 10-7. 10-7 now, the score in favor of Jones as they're checking out DePoli to see if he's okay. Brian Jones protesting that he wasn't doing anything wrong.
And they're still talking about that locked hands, you know, where, hey, if the referees are calling it, don't do it.
Right. Right.
Don't matter if it's right or wrong, right? Don't do it. Do something else.
Interesting piece of head equipment that DePoli has on.
Yeah, they call it, it's like looks like a World War I airplane. They call it the airplane headgear. Bear hug, bear hug, bear hug, and he's got to throw his hips into it though. Lift his head up, not gonna happen. Again, these Paulsboro guys are tough. It's 10-7, it's still anybody's match. But Jones converts it. Not a takedown, he's just still maintaining control. He's got a Navy ride. He's gonna try to lift his leg up.
Wrestlers go out of bounds, 21 seconds to go in the third period, 10-7, as we mentioned earlier. Still to come, as we mentioned, we're seeing the 1 and 2 seeded wrestlers here. We'll also see the 1 and 2 seeded wrestlers at the 135 weight division. Jones here trying to maintain control. We have a dangerous hole, so the wrestlers will be stopped and they'll go back to the center with 13 seconds to go in the third period.
You hear a holler or two. The Paulsboro section's right behind us, and they're really behind the wrestlers, and they bring a good contention, just not family. They probably have about a couple of hundred people here tonight in this packed gym. That's it, 10-7.
And that's the first win for Great Bridge since the very first match at 103.
Great Bridge needed that. Another 1 and 2 matchup getting ready to come up at 135.
Let's go to Mickey Irving now, who I believe is with Greg Harvey.
Most exciting match of the night with this man, Greg Harvey, at 125. Come from behind with the reversal late in the third quarter. Tell us what happened.
I looked at the clock and it said 16 seconds, and then I looked and I was down by 1, and I said I need a reversal, and then if I get a reversal I can try to ride him out.
You came in here not the number 1 or number 2 seed. You were on up there. Did you have something to prove?
I was the 8th seed, and I knew it because I didn't wrestle last year, and it hurt me. But I knew I had to just give it my all, to my best performance.
And he did give his best performance out here tonight. He walks away a champion to take the gold back to New Jersey. Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you.
That was Greg Harvey, the 125-pound champion here at the Deep Creek Holiday Classic.
No question about it. That was a barn burner, and there'll be a lot more barn burners here yet to come here in the finals.
And again, I've said it before, probably the most interesting thing about that is Harvey comes in unseeded. Beats the 1 seed and the 2 seed to win the championship.
Well, the cat is out the bag on Harvey. He was definitely a guy to contend with from here on out.
About to see another Great Bridge wrestler, Shannon Bain, seeded second coming into the tournament against Jabbar Miller, seeded first coming in from Rock Hill. Both are seniors and have comparable records. Jabbar Miller is 9-1 this season. Shannon Baines is 10-3. First in the region, second in the state is how Jabbar Miller finished down in South Carolina.
Rock Hill
in 92.
Rock Hill has been number 1 or number 2 in the state for the last 10 years. They are just a solid program year in and year out. And they are, again, one of the teams that makes coming to the Great Deep Creek Tournament an annual event. And they are competitive.
No score thus far with 1:20 to go in the first period.
The 14th year of the Deep Creek Tournament. Been a lot of great, memorable matches here. And this really gives you a look at how our kids are going to do in the state meet. Some formidable champions emerge. Carl Perry again making it to a finals and had a good performance against just a savvy, more experienced senior. 9th grader against a senior. A great matchup, but to be able to push it that far it's been a lot for him to do to reach the experience that he has done at this point, but he did a great job in that, and we'll be hearing more from Carl Perry as the year comes on.
49 seconds to go in the first period. Neither wrestler able to score. I believe we saw Jabbar Miller in the finals last year. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's been around. Miller's been to this tournament. He's one of their mainstays. He's the captain of the team, regional champ, second in the state. Again, Rock Hill, Phillipsburg, same style, come at you, tough, physical, good athletes. Inside step, high crotch. He watched for that head to come up and a trip, low trip.
That'll be the first points of the match for Shannon Baines, and now he's racking up the back points.
No, they're going to give him 2. It's kind of a quick 2. If they put so, yeah, he gave it. I don't know if they.
That's the end of the first period. Shannon Baines comes on in the last 20 seconds, able to score 4 points with a takedown and 2 back points.
4-0. I'm not, I don't know if I totally agree with those back points there, but hey, they had a little different angle. Capacity crowd on hand here at the 14th annual Holiday Deep Creek Hornet Classic. Whoa, look at this, stacking him right up in a Granby, but he's got him hooked, and he should be able to convert it. Got to catch his balance, push that head away is how it's done, but
that's how he did it.
Scores it right. That's a point of discussion of when you actually get control on a roll. Being that we're from an area that made the roll famous, our referees give the points pretty quick. Shannon Baines has Miller in big trouble. It looks like a fall here. He's got him. Oh, he's stuck.
And that's it.
Floodgate got let open at 1:30. And Great Bridge comes back and crowns their second champion.
With 1:25 to go in that second period, Shannon Baines, or rather in the first period. Let's, before we start this 140-pound weight class match, let's go over to Mickey Irving, I believe, who was talking to Brian Jones.
Brian Jones comes away with a 10-7 win. Was it tougher than you thought?
Well, it was about what I expected. Coach kind of told me that they were a tough team and to expect to go all 6 minutes.
What do we expect from you now the rest of the year?
I'm looking for a state title.
Who do you think your toughest competition is going to be?
I'm not really sure out of this district, but I got Norman Smith behind me from Indian River, and he'll probably be my toughest around here.
Okay, we'll see it here on ACC 40. Let's go back to the booth to Richie and Frank.
Nice booth we have here, huh?
Yeah.
About to head to the 140-pound weight division. 2 wrestlers from the area. We'll see John Donano seated first. He's 7-4 this year against Robert Legg, who came in seated third from Bayside. These guys are both seniors. Comparable records this year. Donano's 7-4, and Robert Legg is 7-2. Approximately, the coach says 36-12 is Legg's record for his career, and he was 4th in the Beach District in 1992.
Look at Donano to continue the role that Great Bridge is on. Had 2 tough losses, Great Bridge tonight already, and then they've come back and won 2 in a row, and see if Donano can bring it on. What we're waiting for is over. There's a third and fourth place match. Paulsboro comes up with a win, 3rd and 4th.
No, that's not Paulsboro, is it?
Yeah, it's Paulsboro wins on for 3rd and 4th.
So they have red and white uniforms?
Right.
They got
lots of uniforms. Big programs.
Apparently. Well, it's not that expensive a sport to get fitted out for anyway, huh?
And the guys should be ready to go.
I'm just waiting to get everybody started at the same time, I imagine. We're up to the 140-pound weight division.
Right.
And then coming up after that, one of your favorite wrestlers, Frank, at 145 from Great Bridge.
That's right. the Terminator, Mark Strickland, as dubbed recently by his coach, Stephen Morton. Leg from Bayside is very good, very good. He has a well-balanced attack. He is by far their best wrestler that Bayside has, and don't be surprised if he pops up in places high in the region and possibly could do something on the state level. I have a lot of respect for him. Donano, on the other hand, has improved greatly as the years gone on. And he had a good tournament out at Midwest and has had a good tournament so far here at the Deep Creek.
And Donano's been waiting in the wings to wrestle. He had a few guys ahead of him, and finally, as a senior, he gets to be he gets a starting position.
And he's made the most of it.
He's been paying his dues.
Outside shot. Kind of a rough and ready kind of guy. See what I mean? Leg is fast, he's quick, and he's just a really good athlete.
And Leg will get the 2 takedown points there, make it 2-0 with a minute and a half to go.
He's a natural at this sport. Leg 7-2 on the year. Dynamo 7-4. Number 3 seed against number 1 seed.
See a couple number 3 seeds made it to the finals here at these matches. We saw number 3 seed earlier, Leg a 3rd seed, and Chuck Johnson from Princess Anne, a 3rd seed. We'll see him in the next match at 145.
4 number 3 seeds made it into the finals, 11 of the number 1s, and 8 of the number 2s, and 2 unseeded wrestlers made it into the finals. So the seeding's pretty well held up.
First period's about halfway over. Leg still has a 2-0 advantage on an earlier takedown.
Leg up, gonna try to do a switch, but he'd probably get 1 out of this. Dynamo, we got a reversal out of it, stuck with it. He's gonna have to beat him on the mat. Leg, I feel as though Leg is probably the better athlete and is a little better on his feet than Dynamo, just on sheer quickness. So Leg's gonna have to wear down. But Dynamo's gonna have to wear down Leg and make a match go in his direction. Dynamo. 2-2.
A reversal, Donano scored the last points on that reversal, and Leg with 2 points on a takedown. 21 seconds to go in the first period.
Donano is riding tough on top. See him pull that inside leg up. He's trying to look for a Turk. He's sitting on it, Leg's sitting on it, and that's good. He switched right back.
I tell you, Frank.
Quick turn in. I tell you, go ahead.
I'm looking around for John Donano's mother. She's been sitting on the opposite side since like 5th place, I mean, since like 6 o'clock this evening. And his father's left over there by himself now. Maybe she gets a little nervous when her son's out on the mat.
It's been done before.
Yes.
My mom, when I wrestle, my mom would turn around. My dad would watch the match.
So your dad was doing a little play-by-play probably.
My dad would watch the match. My mother would be facing the other direction. He'd tell her when to turn back around.
And I imagine that was when they were raising your hand, right?
That's true. Yeah. I think he lied a lot. He said I would, you know. See, I had to walk off the mat, you know.
There's an escape point for Donano.
This is going to be a good one. This is going to be nip and tuck all the way. It's 3-2, second period, 1:47 left. And I see this match as the brawler against the boxer here. And, Dynamo is definitely a tough guy. And Leg seems to be a little more smoother. Inside, trying to get that inside control, block off those elbows, looking for an opening. That's what's happening there. They're just not pushing and shoving. They're trying to look for a zone, a gap, an alley to attack. And there's outside, his head's in the right spot. His head's in the right spot. Just say whether he can finish it inbounds. That was smart by Leg to carry him off the bound, out of bounds, because Benam was definitely in better position. John got that front headlock now, and he's blocking that elbow. You see the counter to that front headlock is holding the elbow. See him? See Leg's got that elbow? That stops him from rounding the corner. He didn't have it tight enough, apparently.
Apparently. That'll be 5-2, though, on those 2 points for Donano. Leg, you can tell, just looking for any opportunity. .14 seconds to go in the second period. No points awarded since the 2-2 Donano. That'll be an escape point awarded to Leg, and that'll make the score 5-3, and that's the way the second period ends. We're heading into the third period, 5-3 lead for John Donano.
Still anybody's ball game. John's on top. Again, this I think looks like Leg is in the best position here. John's got to ride him tough and not let him give him any room to move. Tie him up. It's kind of like reverse Great Bridge here, you know, situation. This is a situation that Great Bridge is normally in. John's got to ride him tough. Leg trying to clear those hands. Yeah, you're gonna warn him. He's just hanging. And there's watch the warning style, right?
Yep, that's it. So the next time that happens, point will be awarded to Leg.
But they got to change sides. Stephen Martin's telling them to change sides. .119 to go. Lift, but he's got to try to Turk him. There, cross. Got him outstretched. Leg. Watch a cradle. Okay, he's got a cradle lock, so now he's got to cover one of the ankles. Got to stay behind. That, being that he has one leg, doesn't mean anything. Got his hands locked. If he can step over that ankle that he has. Now they're going to carry out of bounds. Won't be a score here. Just stay there and stalemate it out. It's 49 seconds to go. He's in good shape there. Just bring it up, stay on the mat, and eat up the clock. 38 seconds to go.
Down to 30 seconds, 5-3. Donano trying to protect his lead.
24 seconds.
And I can tell you one thing, protecting that lead's not the easiest thing he's ever done.
He's going to turn him. Seven seconds. Referees. Oh, it's overtime.
There's 2 reversal points for Leg. First points of the third period. And that'll make it 5-5.
5 overtime. Overtime. Walk directly to the center, start to blow the whistle. Whoever scores first wins. Now, whose composure? See who's got the composure to win this. Uh-oh, front headlock by Leg. Front headlock by Leg. Nope, he's got that. A big step. He's going to beat him. No score. No score yet. No score. He's got his leg.
That's it right there. 2 takedown points.
Leg
for Leg, and Leg will end up winning.
Ties it at the buzzer, wins it in overtime.
7-5, the final score in overtime for Leg out of Bayside.
Cassidy
Exciting match there, going into overtime. Legg able to tie it up in the closing seconds of the third period, and then send it into overtime.
I got Gary Beatson just refereed that. You let that go for a long time. What, you think it was a possible stalemate there towards the end of the match?
No, they were fighting too hard in there for it to be a stalemate. There was a real close, hard fought in there. A lot of strength in there. Somebody was coming out with something.
Scored the takedown. What looked like a second to go left on the clock.
Oh, it couldn't have been much. It couldn't have been much, but that was about one of the hardest fought points I've ever seen in this tournament yet.
Good job. Keep it up. Gary Beatson, the official, made the tight call on that last match. Gary's been refereeing about 20 years and is the #1 official in the entire association. So if it was 2, it was definitely there.
Well, here we come to 145. Mark Strickland seated first coming into the tournament. You like to call him the Terminator, so does his coach.
The Terminator.
He's a 12th grader, 13-0, first in the district, region, and state last year. Chuck Johnson from Princess Anne, 21-7 in his career, 6-1 this season.
Don't go to the refrigerator, fans. Keep your eye on the screen.
Both these guys are seniors.
Front headlock. Watch this. He'll dip and hit a cradle. Nope, nope, nope. At Midwest Tournament, he wins the tournament. 6 victories, 5 pins, 1 technical fall. Pinned the guy in the first period.
Strickland not wasting any time getting back to the ring.
And didn't get the takedown.
Right.
Got taken down and then rolled the guy and pinned him. Sweep. Come up. Surprise. Thought he'd change it to a bear hug.
2 takedown points for Strickland, make it 2-0 with 1:28 to go.
Mark Strickland is regarded as one of the top recruits in the country this year. And there are a few kids higher regarded, and one of them is in this tournament. And yet to wrestle tonight from Paulsboro.
Yeah, Strickland definitely has it. He's a total package. He's got the attitude.
Total package. It's a good way to describe the Terminator. Looked like he stubbed his toe or hit his knee or... Yeah, it looks like his knee. Those popped his knee. Yeah.
Well, we got the
had to pull a trainer
coming
in,
up.
right? And so they're going to put her on standby, possibly get an ice pack ready if he banged that knee up. You watch the Terminator to pick up the pace here a little bit. If he's not going to want to spend any more time on the mat than he has to.
And he's manhandling Chuck Johnson right now.
Real quick. And the state champ right here, Mark Strickland. He was the champion at this tournament last year, defending champion at this tournament, defending state champion. 37-0 last year, 20 pins and 17 superior.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. There's a little Torella roll through, but not breaking the angle. Has to be 4 inches off the mat.
2-0, Mark Strickland's favor, 37 seconds to go in the first period.
Little high leg back. Ooh, got that knee, and remember Strickland has a bad knee. Let's see what they do in here, how far they let that go. It's not really a avid position to be in if you're Mark Strickland. Seems to be has shaken off that little spur that
whatever
he had.
It was.
Right. It doesn't seem to be affecting him now. You hear some screaming and hollering. There is 3rd and 4th place matches going right next to us. And developed by accident, but actually it hasn't turned out to be a bad idea.
No, because at least it's kept the gym full.
It kept the gym full. It's a lot of action going on both sides. And both matches determine the outcome of the championship and the placement points.
Mark Strickland cautioned there with 18 seconds to go in the first period. Strickland just wrestling wide open. 10 seconds to go in this first period. And that's the end of the first period. Interestingly enough, the score just 2-0.
2-0, surprising. I think that's the lowest point total he's had in the first period. in a long time. He takes, Strickland will be on top. See if he doesn't cut him loose. I'm surprised he's wasting this much time on top. He's not turning him that he's such a superior wrestler on top, but that's what he seems to do is he's going to wrestle him on here. And breaking him down, trying to get an arm bar in there. And to try to get that far wrist, he's got it, and now he's trying to tilt him. He's got the wrist bar, and then he'll sit under and roll him. Yeah, he seems to, yeah. The referee's counting Jerry Kirby's on the mat. And he scored. He's got 3. Put him in the pocket. See, it puts a 3 on the mat, just letting you know that you still got it. I won't put the points up because he still has him in the same pinning combination. You can only score on a pinning combination one time. I watched Strickland to sit out. There's his sit out and lift his head straight up. Head's not right. Got to bring his head up. He lost his grip. There's his 3. That takes the score 5-0. On the far mat we have looks like Paulsboro and Rockhill.
I think that may be Poquoson. Rockhill in black, and that looks like a Poquoson uniform.
It is Poquoson, right. Poquoson and Paulsboro for 3rd and 4th. I think Paulsboro has their 3rd and 4th guys wearing red and white, and their finalists wearing red.
Red, right.
Yeah. So.
Little nosebleed, maybe?
Possibly so.
From Chuck Johnson. Princess Anne with a few wrestlers in the finals.
Right, they've got the heavyweight, Orizio.
They have 2.
Right, the #1 ranked guy in the area. And just next week, we've got another big telecast coming up, another big taping, the Virginia Duels.
Always, and I'm excited.
Great Bridge, Princess Anne, Deep Creek is going to be in that. Several nationally ranked teams. Jefferson Township out of New Jersey, #1 ranked in the country, coming down, and Grundy. That guy will be wrestling in a tournament, right?
Yeah, he may well be.
Yeah, they'll suit him up.
That's Ralph.
Ralph
took a hard hit a couple seasons ago at a Oscar Smith football game, and he's still hanging in.
That's still.
And according to the truck, he just hadn't been right since. He hasn't taken that hat off. I think they screwed it on his head.
Right. He used to be taller than the camera.
5-0 to score, still in favor of Strickland. He had a takedown in the first period and got 3 near fall points in the second.
He's trying to get that tilt again. So he's got his feet in his hand to the crotch. Now he'll try to get a back hook or just roll. If he can't take him one way, he'll roll him through. Watch him do a little somersault. There it is. A little somersault forward.
20 seconds to go, getting a few back points again.
He's got 2. He hasn't got his 3 yet. So that should make it 7-0.
3 seconds. Coach Martin counting down for him. And Strickland will get 2 back points for that. Making the score 7-0 at the end of the second period.
7-0. Strickland will take bottom. They're going to cut him loose. What do you do with this guy? It's hard to believe they weigh the same.
It is, really.
Yeah, Strickland looks so much bigger. He probably cut about 25 pounds to come down to 145. It's a good shot. Strickland, grab the wrist, faces him, gets his 1. See if he can go reverse butt drag him. Let's go this way. Come down. What he's going to do there.
8-0 the score after that escape for Strickland.
See if he's go try to bulldog him, take him right to his back. He's got one arm right. Nope, doesn't have it. Doesn't have it. Try to just score his little spin around, 2. There it is, 2. They're going to cut him loose. Now we'll see the takedown game. Score is 10-1, should be.
10-1 in favor of Strickland. Minute 21. You know what he wants, though.
Right.
You know he wants the ball.
Right. And he's just going to try. Plenty of time left on the clock or the period decision. The Terminator, they got things going kind of slow. Only off to a 2-0 lead here in the first period.
Scoring points lots of ways. Escapes, takedowns, back points.
Little snap.
That'll be
12-1.
2 more takedown points.
Bad call.
Ooh. There's an escape point for Johnson.
No, see, they pulled that one back because the guy never was able to defend himself. You can let the guy go and run behind him and do jumping jacks, but if the guy doesn't get up and face you and have a chance to defend himself, it won't count.
Right. 14-2 though is the score up on the board.
See if he does a little roll through here. He trapped him purposely. He's gonna whip his leg out.
25 seconds.
And he's gonna whip it out.
In the match.
He's got a hip stalemate. They call it stalemate just because there wasn't anything going on. He had his knee trapped. Scores 14-2 with 22 seconds to go.
And this time the third and fourth place match finished early, and they're waiting for Strickland and Chuck Johnson to get finished over here at 1:45. And there's another caution.
There it is.
14-3 after the escape by Johnson.
11 seconds to go, and it's probably the way to end. 7 seconds to go. See if he tells him to cut him and take him down with 7 seconds. Watch this. He's going to cut him. 7 seconds to go. See, he's going to try to cut him and take him down with 7 seconds. All right, there's one. It is
5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Didn't score it.
No, he started to.
No.
Started to give it to him, but then he didn't. Makes the final score 16-4.
And for the Terminator, Mark Strickland. Great Bridge collects their...
that would be their fourth championship.
Fourth.
Darnell, Jones, Baines, and Strickland. Paulsboro with 2.
Basically, it's a dual meet. Great Bridge against the rest of the tournament.
Against everybody else.
Right, if they can win 6 of the 9, they won the dual meet. And because they did have a fall.
Right.
So that's what it looks like. This is one of the feature matches of tonight. Both these wrestlers finished 5th in the state last year.
Coming up now, Carlos Easton seated first coming into the tournament against Brad Ginn from Kempsville, seated second at 152. Carlos Easton this season 13-0, 9-0 for Brad Ginn. Both of these wrestlers undefeated this season. Coming into the tournament, Ginn 52-13 for his career.
Ginn.
Third in the region, fourth in the state was Ginn in 92. Carlos Easton third in the region, fourth in the state in 92. But notice both of these, of course, state champions last year. Carlos Easton at 145 and Brad Ginn at 152. No, he was fourth in the state.
That's right. Both guys coming in the match undefeated, 13-0 for Easton, the Midwest Classic champion. And Ginn, 9-0. Both seniors. 22 wins in a row for these guys.
Carlos Easton pretty heavily recruited from some of the more academic schools. Good student, apparently.
He'll go high. Just shows you how hard work turns out. Ivy League's looking at him. Just imagine to go into like someplace like Cornell free.
Hey, imagine that.
Imagine that. Free. But he's got all his hands full right now. This will be a good one. This one in the next couple of matches will be big matches. Kempsville against Great Bridge, and we're going to cover the Great Bridge Kempsville dual meet this year, along with a lot of great high school area action here on ACC 40. Coach Martin's asking him to do a little pin sweep. Watch him, he's going to try to sweep the whoop if he can counter shot. Ginn's in deep. real deep.
Carlos.
Cuts him back. No, Carlos, nothing yet. Oh, it's going to be tight.
That'll be 2 takedown points for Jin. 25 seconds to go in this first period.
They give him back. Oh, he's going to pin him. Got him tight.
11 seconds.
He's going to... He's got him tight. That's a terrible spot.
At the very least, he's
pinned him.
There he goes. That's a fall with 4 seconds to go in the first period.
Big win.
Imagine that. Brad Ginn coming in second, seeded in the tournament. Carlos Eason coming in seeded first.
Big win right there. That's all right. There'll be other battles to fight.
And these guys will see each other again, both from the Eastern region. So when it comes region and state tournament time, those guys will see each other on the mat again. Heading in now to the 160-pound weight division.
I see Robin Brinkley heading for the locker room to talk to that was a big one. That's a match will happen again, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you can be sure of that. You know, once you get up to 160 pounds like this, you can get wrestlers again, almost like Mark Strickland and the fellow that he faced earlier that looked like they don't even weigh the same. Jamie Kelly, kind of tall, lanky, kind of skinny guy, but this Matt Suter from Paulsboro, he's a stocky character. Look at his arms and legs. They look like they should be in 2 different weight divisions. You'll see Jamie Kelly when he gets out on the mat in a few minutes.
Well, Kelly's gone up against some really tough guys. When he was out in Ohio, he wrestled what they regard as the best wrestler in Ohio, 2-time state champion. He had him right on the tightrope and in the semifinals, and wasn't able to pull a match out, and was very tight. So he's used to this burly style. So Kelly is experienced in big matches, but this is another big test for him. I know things aren't going the way Coach Stephen Martin would like them to have with 9 finalists. How many have they won tonight? 4. 4. So they've and some of their big guns have gone down.
I think we're about ready. Let's go to Mickey Irving now, who's over with Mark Strickland, the Terminator.
Here with Mark Strickland. Mark, only 2 points in the first quarter. Start off a little slow. You got injured. What happened?
I hurt my ankle a little bit. Just a little bit though. I don't know. He's a tough kid. I didn't think he'd be that tough, but yeah, he impressed me a lot. He was tough on his feet.
You poured it on the other periods, finished with a lot of points. Heard you got a new nickname, the Terminator. Frank told me to ask you about that. What do you think about that nickname?
I don't know. I don't think much about it. I like it, I mean, but I don't know. I just want to keep wrestling my potential and keep peaking on from here on out, and I hope my team does the same.
You won it last year. Now, what do you see as your toughest obstacle this year?
I don't know. I take each match individually, one at a time, and so whoever my next competition is, I guess that's who I think my toughest.
Do us a favor. At the end of the year, how about taking on Frank?
Yes, sir.
All right. Back to you guys over at the booth, and he's ready for Frank at any time.
Frank, you didn't hear that. Mickey said, hey, how about do me a favor, take on Frank at the end of the season.
Where's Frank?
Hey.
Frank left.
I know where he is. Frank has left the building.
Now residing in another planet.
That's right.
The Terminator. I tell you what, I'm glad to hear if he liked it, because if he didn't like it, we change it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case.
That's true. We got a big one coming up here, though.
Yeah, we sure have.
160.
Matt Suter coming in 6-0 so far. 108. Look at this. Look at this career record for Suter. 108, 7-1. All right, let's go to Mickey now, who's got former Great Bridge wrestler David Hall.
Here with a familiar face, but he's not wearing green and gold this year. It's red and gold now. David Hall, VMI. What's it like up there, buddy?
It's different, but I enjoy it. The wrestling's a lot of fun. It's real tough right now, but I'm enjoying it. I'm wrestling 177, and if the coach allows, I'm talk to him about it, maybe cut to 167. But it's a whole different world, you know. A bunch of men out there I'm wrestling this time.
Well, we like to see him in the green and gold. Stay tuned to ACC 40, because maybe we'll catch a glimpse of this guy over at the Virginia Duels in Hampton coming up. Nice to talk to you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, yes, indeed. VMI will be at the Virginia Duels, and they have a pretty quality program out there.
Well, they certainly do, and oddly enough, the team that has the most Tidewater wrestlers on it from any team is VMI. VMI will be coming into the Duels in the college division, and along with some other great schools, Appalachian State, Bloomsburg, Brigham Young, Brown, who's after Carlos Eason, Cornell, who's also after Carlos Eason, James Madison, Lock Haven, Minnesota, Navy, North Carolina, Northern Iowa, Oklahoma, Old Dominion, Virginia Military Institute, home of Mr. Hall, and also Wisconsin in the Virginia Duels. And here we go.
We're at the 160-pound weight division, and they told us earlier, everybody's been saying this is one of the key matches to watch. Jamie Kelly from Great Bridge seated third coming into the tournament. Matt Suter seated first from Paulsboro. Both these guys are seniors, both of them with pretty decent records. As we said, Matt Suter 6-0 this season. Jamie Kelly 10-2.
Watch the high crotch, inside step. Just going to block him, and outside sweep. Kelly. See, Kelly's leverage, his height, neutralizes Suter's strength. Whoa, 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 what's a knee? Big, deep shot. Got a wizard, nothing yet. Just the out of bounds might, nothing. Nothing, no points.
No points for it.
No points.
Matt Suter got to be one of the high recruits in the country right now. You said one of the top 5.
Top 5.
3-time district and region champion. Placed first or second in the state, 91 and 92. Third in the national freestyle tournament. This guy's...
What that tells you is he can throw you.
Yeah.
He's got a good high crotch. We know that. That's his to be going back to it. And he's also shown us that low single, that what we call that shoe top single, which against a guy like Kelly, that he's got that height, is a tough one to defend against.
.21 seconds to go. Nobody's been able to score at 160 thus far in this final match. I believe somebody's headgear is coming off. I believe it's Suter's.
Stop that, right.
Only 8 seconds to go in this first period now.
This is good. Kelly's staying with him, keeping it even, not giving up any big points into the first period. Keep it close, winning at the end. I'm sure that's Coach Martin. I'm looking at Coach Martin, and that's basically what he's saying. Just keep it even, take down. This is where Great Bridge wants to be. Referees in this match here, the mat assistant is Jerry Kirby, and Timmy Davidson is the referee on the mat. Low single and he knee snap. This is good. Hasn't able to hold him now. Now
Kelly's with the first points on an escape.
Right. Now you got to watch Suter's strength. Can't play against his strength. He's got a good high crotch. He's just got to contend against those right and left arms.
Yes. And that's a pretty tall order.
Really, he's a horse. You can see him. He's got kind of like Strickland is at 45. Suter is at 160. Kind of a big 60-pounder. Got that lead foot stance. They're not giving you a good shot at him. You have to go through his legs, through his arms to get to him. A lot of pushing, working that head. He's got a lot of power. 1-0 though. That's okay. They're going to try to keep it close. And the score may be low, but there's a lot going on that mat. Kelly's got to keep a good defense. Suter's going to try to watch the high crotch. That's his favorite move. Block that ankle off, slide off the elbow. There it is, right there, and get in on that leg. He steps over that ankle. That's it. That's the right and left arm coming into play there.
That's right. 2 takedown points for Suter, makes the score 2-1.
Real tight waist. You can see how far they get over there. They'll reach all the way across and get that far hip. Just keep him flat. That's what Kelly's Suter's going to try to do, is 2-1.
.30 seconds in the second period.
Little cheapy tilt there, but he's near the out of bounds. Okay, this is again where they want to be. It's just 2-1. He's in good shape and he's on bottom, so he's got the best of both worlds here. If he can clear his hips. Again, these guys are a little different on top. They're not as easily fooled by a roll, and they just kind of stick to you like glue. See? Hey, you go, but they just squeeze you.
5 seconds to go in the second period.
See that cross shoulder? It can't roll from that position. Real tough to roll from there. And this is the third period.
2-1. Both or all points scored so far scored in the second period.
Look for a Turk. He's going to try to come up. Look at this. This is a unique. Look at that far camera if we can get him. Look at how he's sitting on both ankles. And it's hard to get your ankle if you're sitting on both ankles. And he's going to cut him, so it's going to be one right here on his feet, which is interesting because Kelly hasn't been able to score a takedown at all yet. And there's just that blocked him off. He just went a little too much horsepower here. 5-1's the score. That's a big lead in a match like this. Okay, now here's 6-2, 5-2. A shot into the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Front headlock again. Suter's got what he wants. He's just going to bull him down. This spin, watch just a little snap here. Let's see, whips him. No. See, their front headlock and the Great Bridge front headlocks are different in the actual technique, but the results are the same.
2 more takedown points for Suter. That'll make it 7-2. He's stretching the lead here. We're about halfway through the third period. Suter is a higher seated wrestler, coming in seated first. Jamie Kelly seated third.
Kelly had a big win over in the semifinals. Over Barlow, I believe. Barlow was second in the state. Kelly beat Barlow from Kempsville. Scored 7-3, but that's going to be tough to take him down and put him on his back. A guy of his experience, he's not going to jeopardize himself.
37 seconds to go, 7-3. Another escape for Kelly.
This is the last of the Great Bridge finalists.
So barring any change here in the last 12 seconds, Great Bridge will have 4 champions out of the 9 finalists they brought here. And that's it. That's the end of the third period. And that makes the final score 9-3 in favor of Suter. That's Paulsboro's third champion. So they have a little better average. They've gotten 3 champions so far out of 5 that they brought to the finals. Great Bridge has 4 of 9. And we're headed now into the 171-pound weight division. We'll see Ron Bottoms of Poquoson, who's just a sophomore, 171. Pretty good record, 7-0 this year, 30-1 in his career. First in the district and the region last year. Came in third in the state. David Lupton, the second-seeded wrestler from Kempsville, is a senior, 8-0 so far this year, 24-14 his overall career record, and he came in 5th in the region in 92. So here again we see the number 1 and 2 seeds.
Watch out, and Bottoms is very experienced. He's one of those guys that's traveled all over the country. He's a couple of time national champion in freestyle and Greco.
And he's got a tattoo.
And he's got a tattoo. And I'm not going to tell him that I don't like it.
Okay, I won't tell him either.
He's not at the weight that he's going to end up at. Look at this. That's just power. Watch this. Bear hug.
Somebody's getting manhandled out there, and he's not in a solid uniform.
That's true. He's not at the weight. They're gonna take him down. He's got a little extra weight on him now. He wrestled 45 last year, headlock. There's that freestyle experience on him. Just reverse. He'll just spin and go behind him. Woo.
And there the takedown. That'll be 2 takedown points for Lupton of Kempsville.
There's well coached. Pecosin is coached by Wayne Gibson, former Princess Anne wrestler, Old Dominion wrestler. Pecosin in 3rd place, which is a very strong showing for a AA school in this Class A tournament. Although Kempsville, I think, has made an improvement with 2 champions.
.36 seconds to go in the first period. We're at 171.
Oh, it's scoring. Now he's got it. I got it the way he wanted. If he locks his hands, it's going to be real tough. 14 seconds to go.
Oh, some back points being counted down there. Boy, wouldn't that be something? That'd be a bit of an upset.
It sure would be.
Well, that's the end of the period. He will score 3 back points, and that'll make the score 5-0 at the end of the first period in favor of Lupton, who really, from the way we were talking, would have been not favored going into this. Going into this.
Well, what it looks like is that Upton is just a little quicker than Bottoms is at this weight class. He definitely, you can see by your screen, a little heavy. It looks like he probably could go down a weight class or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he cut him loose, and see what happens.
Deep Creek wrestler David Crump wrestling for 3rd place right now. He's down 2 to Johnson of, I'm not sure who he's wrestling, but it's not
Princess Anne.
Okay, Johnson of Princess Anne.
Okay, yeah, Bottoms is trying to get something going here, and now he's got a bar, see if he can keep it.
He'll get 2 points here.
Yeah. And he's got him, and see if he can keep him down on the mat. He does.
6-2 the score now in favor of Lupton from Kempsville.
Lupton is staying very close to the mat. I don't blame him. He's taking his head. Uh-oh. No, mistake. He got a little too aggressive going up to turn him, and waited too long to change off, take his head.
And that'll cost him 2 points to make the score now 8-2. That Deep Creek Princess Anne match for 3rd place tied 2-2 in the 3rd period. But almost that whole 3rd period yet to go. Lupton scores 5 points in the first period, so far 3 in the second. To make it, to give him 8 points. Bottoms with 2 in the second.
Oh, Turk. He's going to turn him here. He's got it nice, too.
16 seconds. Definitely racking up a few back points if he's not able to pin him in the last 7 seconds.
He might just pin him.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the period, but he will get 3 back points. That'll make the score 11-2 in favor of Lupton, and Bottoms has got some ground to make up.
He's got him on bottom, which I don't know if I would put him on bottom. He's losing 11-2, and he hadn't been able to do anything on bottom so far yet. The best thing he was doing was taking him down. See what happens. He's just being out hustled here.
I think your point's well taken, Frank. Bottoms doesn't seem to be in the kind of shape that Lupton's in.
No, not at this. Well, Bottoms is at the wrong weight class. He needs to go down a weight class. Just pretty much a story after the fact here. The Great Bridge tournament well in hand for Great Bridge, winning their consecutive tournaments. They might have won a tournament, but I'm sure Stephen Martin isn't pleased with his guys in the finals. Hopefully he would have had a little bit more than had 4 champions. Imagine having 4 champions and not be happy with it.
Yeah, imagine. Bottoms dives out into the out-of-bounds area.
Well, he tried to do a standing spladle, which is really reaching for the clouds. but if he would have done it, it would have looked great.
It would look great.
You would have loved it. It's a half cradle, half banana splits, and it's called a spladle.
Well, it sounds like it'd be fun to see. Crump is ahead 4-2, by the way, in the third place match for Deep Creek with 19 seconds to go in that third period.
That's on our far mat. Here's just a half Nelson. And if he bumps him, he'll just pop him right over. There he is.
Plenty of time to turn it here if he can stay in bounds. Minute 3.
58 seconds.
They're out of bounds now. And no points awarded there. 55 seconds to go in the third period.
Upton's a pretty good-sized kid himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, a little leaner, though.
A little leaner, right. I think he probably came down to 171, where Bottoms looked like he was around there. I know in football he's a top running back, and he's probably 180.
40 seconds. Bottoms in a little trouble. 11-2, he's behind. No points scored by either wrestler so far. And Crump won third place. The Deep Creek wrestler wins third.
Cosin will end up in their highest finish, no matter what that may be. I don't think it may have held for third place, but I know Kempsville, with winning the 2 matches and win by fall, had a definite surge. And this would be their third champion.
6 seconds.
Right. They might have overtaken Pocosin for that third place trophy.
That's it. The winner, Lupton. He's the Deep Creek Holiday Classic champion from Kempsville at 171. And that's interesting, Frank. Let's take a look at this. Kempsville brought 3 wrestlers to the finals, and all 3 of them were champions.
Hey, that's pretty good odds. They have the highest percentage rate of any of our teams so far. 3 for 3. If they can convert that into the state titles, they'll really be thrilled.
All right, here we are at the beginning of the third period of this 189-pound weight division, and really it's been pretty boring up to now. The score's tied 2-2, just like a new match was starting. We had a takedown by White, and then an escape and a penalty point for Davidson of Maury, and that made it 2-2. Just a lot of rolling around out of bounds, Frank.
But these guys are just pretty evenly matched. Unfortunately, the higher the caliber, sometimes they neutralize each other, and that's what's happening. You're right. The circle seems a little bit small for these guys. They need a little bit bigger mat to wrestle on, because they are definitely whacking away at each other out there.
3-2 the score right now.
Not a lot of offense, though. Just kind of right up down the field. There they go. See if he can score just real quick. They just aren't able to get the upper hand on each other. They're both too strong for each other. Can't hold each other down. Can't take each other down.
3-2 is the score in favor of White of Rock Hill. 1.5 to go in this third and final period at 189. Been very uneventful. And the wrestlers are out of bounds. They'll return to the center of the circle.
3-2 here in the third period. Sammy White, Rock Hill, with a 9-0 record, and Jason Davidson from Maury, a senior, with a 12-0 record. Both these guys are undefeated, and you can see they're pretty stingy at giving anybody any points because
that right.
They don't like to get taken down. They don't like it taken wrestle in the center.
Well, and you can see that, believe it or not, these are the 1 and 2 seeds. Sammy White came in seeded first in the tournament. Jason Davidson from Maury seeded second. And the coach from Rock Hill telling his wrestler, White, hey, do what I tell you to do.
Go down on the mat. That's we're not going to start that heavyweight until it's 89. Yeah, right there on the mat.
The dumpster getting ready to go over for a third and fourth, and we'll see how this goes. We may kick over and give you that match in its entirety, or try to give you a little bit of both these heavyweights. We've got the number 1 ranked heavyweight, number 2 ranked, and 1 ranked heavyweight in the areas wrestling at the same time, but on 2 different mats.
Right, right. And we will see at heavyweight in the championship our second unseeded wrestler of the night, as Arthur Hunt from Rock Hill will wrestle heavyweight.
There they go, out of bounds.
56 seconds to go.
Oh no, it's tied. It couldn't be. No, it's still 3-2.
3-2 still. It's 48 seconds, and they're out of bounds again. Well, I should have kept account of how many times they went out of bounds.
They're pushing the national record here for out of bounds in one match.
Sure are.
There you go. And guess what? Scores 2. 5-2. I was worried about it would be too close. Maybe a tie.
Yeah, I don't think we're much in danger of that right now. Getting ready to take place on the far side, or the mat that we'll be seeing some of. Jason Edmondson of Great Bridge taking on from Bayside Craig Curtis in the third and fourth place match. We thought to Chesapeake viewers that may be a little more interesting than the Rock Hill Princess Anne matchup of Arthur Hunt and Dave Fabrizius.
Well, we're going to try to give you, if we can do it with the cameras, try to bounce back and forth as we can. See what's developed, how the action's developing. Both these matches could be real quick.
Right.
If we had a split screen, we'd really have a good time with it. This is odd. Both guys are going back in bounds, so...
But now the score even more in favor of Sammy White of Rock Hill, 7-3.
7-3.
And Davidson will get one more escape point to make it 7-4 with 5 seconds to go in the third period, as Sammy White will just let him up. And that's it, Frank. Believe it or not, 9-4, the final score.
And here we go. An experiment in wrestling. We're going to try to give you as much as we can of 2 matches here at heavyweight.
That's Rock Hill's first tournament champion, Sammy White at 189. He came in seated first. We'll see another Rock Hill wrestler back and forth here. We'll see Arthur Hunt, who came in unseated, take on Dave Fabrizius of Princess Anne, the second seed. And over on the far mat, what you see right now for third place is Edmondson of Great Bridge. He'll be taking on Craig Curtis of Bayside.
The dump is top seeded coming into the tournament.
What I've been looking for.
And Fabriz is second seed, I believe, in the tournament.
And that's the wrestler right there is the second unseeded wrestler we've seen in the finals, a Rock Hill wrestler, Arthur Hunt. He's just a sophomore.
And here
That's a pretty big sophomore.
He's pretty big and wide. There's the dumpster right there. And Curtis. And you can see the dumpster didn't waste any time going right after Curtis. Got that underhook. And as we'll try to take you back and forth as to whatever pops up on your screen, we'll try to fill you in what's going on. 50 seconds left in the first period with the dumpster and Curtis from Bayside. Underhooks, throw-bys. Ooh. And there's a dumpster with an underhook and a spin by, and he scores 2. The dumpster with a 2-0 lead.
Arthur Hunt from Rock Hill, also in the championship match right now. He has 2 points, a 2-0 lead over Fabricius on a takedown.
There it is. He just scores 2. You just saw it. That's Fabricius from Princess Anne and
Fabricius got an escape and then a takedown, so he's up 3-2 right now in the championship match.
And back to the dumpster. It gives up, and it's back to his underhooks. Watch him. He'll push those underhooks in. There's nothing wrong with your television set. We're just bouncing around trying to do something a little different here in the finals. Oh, I do. His losses all have been kind of unfortunate losses. The one loss he had out in the Midwest tournament, he was for Stalin, and the other guy didn't do anything. No offensive points. He lost. And then this match here, he lost in the semifinals to Hunt. He had the guy's shoe. The guy kicks away. The dumpster's left with the shoe, and the guy gets away. He keeps the shoe but loses the match. So, kind of a comedy of errors.
Over here in the championship match, Hunt from Rock Hill down 3-2 still with 42 seconds to go in the first period. There we see Hunt on the bottom. He was just tying his shoe a few minutes ago. Fabricius wanted to be sure that he didn't end up with a shoe and a loss.
Really? He's seen that trick before. Was he untying his shoe?
No, I'm not sure.
And this is a big kid, Fabricius. He's about 6'4", 6'5".
Neither of these cats I'd want to run into in a dark alley.
No. Or a light alley.
Yeah, for that matter, especially if they're together.
If you saw them coming, it's worse. Second period for the dump. He's all right. I mean, he's gonna. The dumpster's not running away with it. He's one of their football stars, and he's not bad. He just doesn't have the experience that
Fabricius started this series on top, and he remains on top, trying to ride Arthur Hunt out, who's trying to get out of bounds right now. He realized, I think he's a little overmatched, even though Fabricius right now ahead 3-2 with 4 seconds to go in the first period. This is a championship match, trying to roll him over now. Won't have time to do that. That's the end of the first period, 3-2 in favor of Fabricius from Princess Anne.
I tell you what, if Hunt can just keep it close, he can win it at the end. The heavyweights, anything can happen. And the dumpster is with 8 seconds to go. He's in the second period. I don't think you'll see much happening right here. 6-1's the score. And that should pretty well end. That's it. That's the end of the second period. And you see the dumpster. He just likes to be physical, and he wants down.
Frank, if you were the coach there, would you want to be down with the score 6-1? Would you want to be on the bottom?
Yeah. Well, that Great Bridge's strength is bottom. And particularly, heavyweights are tough to get off bottom. But again, he moves real well. He's real agile. And the only thing that scares me about heavyweights is once you get them on your back, you can pin any of them.
So the conditioning will start to come into play for the Dumpster as he's up 6-1 with 1:37 to go in the third period.
Right, but Curtis seems to be doing all right. I mean, the score is 6-1, but he hasn't been being blown off the mat. See, that's just good move by the Dumpster. Just caught him on an overhook that just stood up and faced him. And then the Dumpster goes right after Curtis from Bayside. You can see a good shot of Stephen Martin right there, calling out instructions. Keep him as underhooks, keep your underhooks, and keep an angle. You don't want to get in front of the guy.
7-1, the Dumpster on top with 1:10 to go. And the
double underhooks.
The match for the championship is a pretty good one so far. It's 3-2, Mr.
Well,
Babb.
3-2 right now. Fabrizi is just trying to ride out Arthur Hunt with 1:15 to go into second period. They go out of bounds and they'll come back in. Score hasn't changed since the end of the first period. Minute 14 to go into second.
The Dumpster's about to run away with it. It's now 9-1. And he's looking strong with 45 seconds to go. Frank, a good performance from Jason Edmondson so far tonight.
Jason Edmondson, the Dumps, back on track. It's just an unfortunate loss here in the semifinals. Tell you what, that would have been a great duel, a great match would have been, and should have been, the Dumpster against Fabrizius here in the finals. That was the match because both these guys are being really well controlled, even though the Dumpster has a commanding lead in his match, and he'll go on to win this 9-2, and that's probably the way it should end. At this point, the Dumpster will end up third place here in the Holiday Classic.
Who do you like among the area heavyweights? You put the Dumpster up top, Frank?
Dumpster. The Dumpster's the man.
And he's going to get the win, 9-2. Jason Edmondson defeats Craig Curtis of Bayside. So now we get to see the Dumpster win third place, and it's 3-2 over here on the championship match.
You haven't missed much over here at the championship side. It's still 3-2 with 44 seconds to go in the second period. Again, we're in a situation, Frank, where the mat just can't contain these two big guys.
Well,
so the clock's stopping right often.
I tell you what, they're definitely big guys, and they definitely have different size proportions to them. One is very tall, and one is very bold.
Yeah.
Hunt.
Actually, Arthur Hunt, just a sophomore. Dave Fabrizius from Princess Anne is a 12th grader. 25-4 is his career record. By the way, Fabrizius was third in the Deep Creek tournament in '91, and Arthur Hunt was undefeated as a JV wrestler. .11 seconds now to go in the second period. Still 3-2 in favor of Fabrizius, who is on top. No points scored so far in the second period. And with only 2 seconds to go, I don't believe there will be. And that's it. That's the end of the second period. And that makes the score 3-2 still, heading into the final match of the, or rather the final period of this final heavyweight matchup. Arthur Hunt, you see him there from Rock Hill in the black singlet with Rock Hill on it. And
it's still anybody's match. I mean,
undefeated as a junior varsity wrestler, and he's just a 10th grader. 8-3 this year.
This is going to be interesting.
Well, they're the first points.
There's no escape. He just kind of blew that. He's trying to give him one to score on him. He's upset that he got away, but he didn't try to throw him.
That'll make it 4-2 in Fabrizius' favor.
Hunt seems to have a big scarl on his face. He's like, I got away. I want to get him. He just, not a lot of technique out here, but, oh, nice ankle pick. There was a pretty move.
That'll be 2 points for the takedown for Fabrizius. And that'll make the score 6-2. Minute 26 now in the third period. And this is really, like you said, of course, anything can happen because once you get these guys on their backs, Frank, it's tough. It's tough to get up.
It is that. At 6-2, the match seems well in control, but stranger things have happened. One of those guys roll you. That's a lot of weight on your chest.
It is.
I always hated the referee big guys.
Really?
Because you get in close and one of them gets pinned and they kick you in the head. It happens all the time.
I hate when that happens, Frank.
I hate it too. had more size 9 imprints.
And bigger, I imagine.
That's true. Oh, there's a little cross-face cradle. If he can get his hips out.
I don't know if he can or not. His arms are wound so
there it is.
So far around. How about
I think he's got the back points, but his shoulders pop through the gap.
That'll be 2 back points.
Right.
And now the match really does seem to be in hand, 8-2 in favor of Fabrizius, 34 seconds.
He's just going to ride him tough. There's not a whole lot of offense.
Special guest coming up for you, Frank.
The Dumpster. Jason Evanson, welcome aboard. You took 3rd place. You had a good match in the finals. What do you think of Fabrizius?
I don't know. He's big and he's strong and everything, but he doesn't show me anything. I mean, he doesn't have hardly any technique, and I mean, I don't know.
Oh, let's see. I got the trophy. I'm getting away from the dumpster there, so you can see him here making his sports commentary debut here at the dumpster. Trying to move me out of a position here. I'll tell you what, guys, take a bigger guy than you to do that. But listen, tell us about what happened in that semifinal match.
I don't know. I had
Shoeless Joe Jackson. What do you even call you? Shoe more dumpster? Or what?
I don't know. I had a lot of things on my mind. I really wasn't mentally ready. I mean, I went out there and, I mean, I just can't understand.
I'll tell you what, that's going to end the heavyweight championship. Fabrizius from Princess Anne gets their only championship by the score of 8-2.
Fabrizius, this could be his moment of glory.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be eligible next semester. I mean, I wish he would, because
y'all two are definitely the best heavyweights.
I mean, because, man, if I got a chance to wrestle him, I'd go with them.
Well, I can imagine. I'm sure you'll get that opportunity.
Well, I'd show them something.
Well, at Dump, you've had a good trip out there, and so the big things ahead of you. Jefferson Township and Grundy lie ahead of you in the Virginia Duels.
Yeah. Grundy will be definitely a tough match, but Jefferson Township, I mean, they'll definitely be tough too, but I mean, I think we do have the best team. I think.
Well, we'll find out, and we're going to find out the Virginia Duels just a week away, and a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah, that's right. Virginia Duels coming up. We'll see a lot more. Kempsville, Cox, Western Branch, all against Great Bridge, and all the postseason playing. I'll tell you what. Let's go through real quick and take a look at who came away with champions. Great Bridge, who brought 9 teams or 9 wrestlers to the finals, ended up with 4 champions. Darnell at 103 by a fall, Jones at 130, Baines at 135 by a fall, and Strickland at 145. Kempsville, all 3 of the wrestlers for Kempsville that made it into the finals came out champions. Miller at 112, Ginn at 152 by fall, and Lupton at 171. Bayside, go ahead, Nick.
Tim Spruill's got to like that. They got a good program started over there. It's going to be a good matchup with everybody over at the beach. You got to like the way Kempsville looks so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They ended up, I believe, let's see, they were in 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5th place, but they could have well moved up with these 3 championships, especially considering one was by fall, that at 152. They could have moved ahead of Rock Hill, who had a wrestler lose, and I don't know if they could have moved ahead of Poquoson, but with Poquoson losing one of the heavier weight classes, it's possible that they did that as well.
Well, last year we saw them make a good showing over here in the Hornet Classic, and indeed they do it again this year. That program's on the move.
Paulsboro brought 5 wrestlers into the final round, and they ended up with 3 champions. Madden at 119, Harvey at 125, and Suter at 160. Bayside had a champion at 140 leg, and he had to go into overtime to get that. Rock Hill had 1, White at 189, and Princess Anne had 1 Fabrizius at the heavyweight division. So not too bad for Great Bridge. They end up winning the tournament, but Paulsboro, some important victories, and Kempsville, really probably one of the more impressive teams here in the finals. Let's throw, I think Frank's ready over with Robin Brinkley from the Virginian Pilot.
With Robin Brinkley from the Virginian Pilots, not a stranger to our show. Robin, an interesting tournament. Great Bridge puts 9 in the finals. Got their toes stubbed a little bit, but didn't dilute their strength at all. They just blew through this tournament.
Well, that's going to happen. I mean, the depth is there. greatest strength. And when you get to the finals of any tournament, everybody's going to run into 2, 3, 4 studs, and you're going to, like you said, they're going to stub their toes. It only diminishes from the expectations, not from the achievement.
I totally agree with you. The Dumpster had a wild match. He wins for 3rd and 4th. And then I guess the match that you're sure that you're right about, the 152 with Eason and Ginn, right?
Yeah, that was one I was looking forward to, and I don't think anybody could have predicted that kind of a finish. First period pin. Again, just happened to
catch him.
He catched him, and he's so strong, he put him away. And Eason will learn from that. And again, I talked to him afterwards, and he's not celebrating too soon. It's still a long season.
Robin Brinkley, Virginia Pile, Legistar, catches stuff. I'm sure we'll talk to you again. The Virginia Duel's right around the corner.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks, Frank. I tell you what, the Virginia Hornet Classic here at Deep Creek High School. We had a good time. We'll see you at the Virginia Duels. For Mickey Irving and Frank Lapoli, I'm Richie Babb.